Check. 1 2 1 2. Vatorgames in the building. Another episode of CIA, Citeh Intelligent Agendas. I'm Vatorgames. This is Vatorgames TV. First things first, my peoples come first. My people, those that are here, those that are no longer here, thought of and always remembered. We got a show. And I got to be completely honest with you. I'm not going to title any CIA disaster emergency streams or anything like that, but we are in high alert. CIA is in high alert, and I got to shout out the very first in the building, the very first person to show some love in the chat on today's show. Got to say what up to my man Dre P. Dre P goes, Vader, I never shared the confidence of your guests. Arsenal are the real deal this season, and Liverpool are awful title defenders. It's okay. We can't expect City to win always. Let's enjoy the process. Dre, it's game week 12. I'm not doing that. Dre, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. There's no there's no let's enjoy the process. Nah, Dre, we're not. Game week 12, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Over here on CIA, obviously took a setback. We took a loss to Newcastle. All right, we're gonna talk about that. But when things like that go against you, when things have gone against City, now we got to go on the offensive. Now we got to apply the certain agendas against these rival clubs. We got to prepare ourselves. We got to defend ourselves. All right, all for it. Abdallah in the building. You know what it is. Good looking out. Nami in the building. Listen, I'm good. I'm okay. But this is an emergency. Emergency from a standpoint that we got to make sure we got our agendas on point. You're currently on H&H stream. Do what you got to do, man. Appreciate you being over here with a comment. Hopefully you hit that like. Hopefully you got a second tab open. You got this streaming at the same time. Show some love. Make sure that you got that. Don't pop in, pop out. It kind of messes up with the algorithm. But if you stick around, good looking out. Abdallah goes, this season has bare minimum. This season, the bare minimum is an FA Cup top four. I want that League Cup. But we got to go on the offensive, right? We took a setback. We are now, if you know, with regards to the league standings, we suffered our loss versus Newcastle. I did a match reaction on this channel just yesterday. Hopefully you guys were able to catch it. If you haven't, go back and catch that, please. But the table, the Prem right now after game week 12, and I know that United play tomorrow, but United aren't a concern right now. We don't need to spend any time on United. They're bums. Arsenal after 12 games have 9 wins. Okay, serious. 2 draws, 1 loss. All right. The next up, and they have 29 points. Next is Chelsea with 23 points. The Club World Cup champions, right? 7 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses. Then there's us, right? Who at the start of the season, I recognize what you're saying, JP. At the start of the season, I had City as 3rd, 4th favorites with regards to this title race, right? So I haven't given up on the title race. I just recognize that it's not going to be as easy with us being 3rd, 4th favorites in that regard. But we have 7 wins, 1 draw, 4 losses is the one that really hurts, right? But the losses, a 2-1 now to Newcastle, a 1-0 to Villa. We had that 2-1 versus Brighton, if I remember correctly, and then we had the 2-0 loss to Spurs. So those 4 losses do make things a lot more difficult. I said it's now 2 times harder to win this Prem right now. But we got to go on the offensive with the agendas, right? We got to make sure that we apply the pressure. Now, with regards to the clubs ahead of us, Chelsea, they want to chill as much as they can. Chelsea weren't in a discussion last week when we were talking about agendas. We were talking about who we're going to apply. You know, I got to shut down the show. You know when I shut down the show, listen, my gal's in the building. My gal is in the building. Rose is in the building. She goes, hi, Vader. Dre P is joking with that comment. Man City will be there. Dre P's got to be joking. He's got to be joking. He's throwing in a little, maybe it's a little bait, right? He's trying to see who's going to fall for it. I see what he's doing. It's not throwing in the towel, Vader, LOL. It's enjoying the process. I hear it. I like what I see in general. If it ends in a win, great. If not, I see, yes. So we can be comfortable. We can understand that we may be a little off. We're not at full tilt. So, and it's not that anything's a bonus, but the longer we're in contention, it is a bonus. And it's also not a write-off. I see what you're saying. You haven't thrown things out. But the hype that some of the City fans had, the hype, I was kind of like, hey, let's stay balanced. We got to stay balanced again. Shout out to Martin Mancunian Way. He's talking about big things with regards to the season, and I haven't written that off. I just know that it's not going to be smooth sailings. It's going to be a bumpy ride. It's definitely going to be a bumpy ride. Also, let me point out, because we dropped points now, 7 points between us and Arsenal, right? So we lost Arsenal at 29 points. We're at 22 points, 7 point gap. Aston Villa, they're fourth behind us. Should we be concerned about Aston Villa? They did beat us. I don't think so. Crystal Palace, again, we're looking over our shoulder, but we're not really stressed about it. We know they're there, but we're looking ahead of us. And ahead of us is Chelsea and Arsenal. Now, Chelsea and Arsenal play next week, right? So from an agenda standpoint, game week 12, we got some things in place. Now, we have to do our business. We still have to do our business with regards to this season, right? Game week 13 now, what we're going to do is the agendas that are going to lead us into game week 13 are drop points between either Arsenal or Chelsea that give City a chance to obviously close this gap. And then it's kind of like this loss to Newcastle didn't hurt us in the big picture. We could have made life a lot easier had we not lost. But when Arsenal and Chelsea are playing, we are playing Leeds at home. Now, we would all say that we would expect us to win at home versus Leeds. We had a tough away game at Newcastle, St. James Park, but we got to get things right. Miami in the building, I see what it is. But going to what Abdallah said with regards to minimums, the minimum League Cup is the minimum. I want that. I want that League Cup. That'll be great momentum, great energy, great winning vibes for the players that we just acquired, and we're on. Our away record is poor. I do agree with you. We have to do our business. We have to do our business next week versus Leeds. But agenda-wise, listen, no, we're not going to have a meltdown. We saw some very good things in that first half. We see that our players need to get their shooting boots. They need to be clinical. All right. On top of that, we have to recognize that other players other than Haaland will do the scoring, right? We would all agree. Foden should have scored. Should have at least put those shots on target. I think Doku had an opportunity there. And we do want to see a little more from Shirky. And Bernardo had a chance to really put that on target. We would expect him to have that quality to put it on target. He didn't. Now, I'm going to say this and continue to hit that like button. Thank you so very much. The agendas need to be set. The agendas need to be set for for this upcoming week. We're going to say Arsenal did what they had to do without Gabriel. Impressive. Can they maintain this, right? When it's now expected for Arsenal to win this Prem, can they keep that energy? Can they not have the meltdown? There's a lot of belief happening over there, but we know what a loss can do. We know what drop points can do because they weren't talking this way. They weren't this confident after the Sunderland game, okay? We gave them a favor. We gave them joy with this drop points versus Newcastle. On top of that, I think we see a different Arsenal had we won that game versus Newcastle. I think the pressure being 1 point behind applies differently. We know how comfortable Arsenal and that club can be when there is no pressure. So that's one of the agenda points we're going to flex. Chelsea now. Chelsea can't go from being the chill guys. They can't chill anymore. They're now ahead of us in the standings. They're now going to be playing Arsenal. For them, they're probably going to be, hey, when they play Arsenal, they're probably going to be like, this is where we are, this is where we aren't. All right? That game's going to be key. Everyone else behind us, we're kind of chill now. I know Liverpool are far down the standings. Where are they in the standings right now? Let me actually be real with you because I got to click on more standings to see. Liverpool right now are 11th. Now, the agenda points with regards to Liverpool, because you don't want to catch any heat. Listen, City fans, you don't want to take any heat from any Liverpool fan with regards to this week. Yeah, we took a loss, but they took a loss as well. You don't want to hear anything from Liverpool fans, right? Remind them that they were arrogant with regards to defending this title. They are the worst defenders we've ever seen. That's going to be a talking point. Worst defenders. Not only because other clubs have finished in lower standings at the end of the season, but they spent $450 million. They spent $450 million. Flex that. Continue to remind them of that. If they try to talk, any type of back talk to you, you deal with that. Now, also we got to emphasize how they performed. 3-0 to Forest, 3-0 to Sean Dyche. This is going to be a continued agenda flex. Don't take any guff. Don't take any talk from no Liverpool fan. No Liverpool fan. Now, one of the things, and you're going to hear it here first, and I'm going to flex this when I'm on Don Hussam's channel or any rival that wants to talk. Hear the tone, and hear the pitch. All right. Slot out. All right. Hear the tone, hear the pitch. That's very consistent with a certain manager out phrase that was happening a couple of seasons ago. This is slot out. All right. So that's what we're going to be saying to any Liverpool fan that wants to have any chat. Now, Everything from last season is fugazi, in my opinion. We're going to be using that with regards to any Liverpool talk, how they had that title, how the league was tough, how this manager's a genius. Look at how they've already slotted out. Look at how they've already turned on this manager. All right. We're going to be using that with regards to agenda points. Our players, now bringing it back to City, the agenda points that we need to emphasize is defensively, very sound. All right. Yeah, we surrendered 2 goals, but defensively, we're a lot better. Donnarumma, quality. Okay. We need to shore up our defense with regards to let's continue to minimize challenges, but not because of our back four, because of our entire team, how we defend as a team. Our midfield, we still need to get right. I think if there's an agenda point why I still had us the 3rd, 4th favorites is because we only have Nico Gonzalez. We don't really have that backup. Kova's not ready yet. Rodri, I'm not melting down. I'm not losing my mind. Rodri's not healthy yet, but we're going to need him. And we need backup because Nico Gonzalez can't play 90 minutes every game. And we did the experiment with Reinders. He's not a true 6. If it's a tandem in terms of partnership, Bernardo Silva and someone playing the 6, it doesn't quite work. It hampers us with regards to the attack. So we got to get that right. Also, contribution-wise, with regards to our attacking players, those guys need to step up. I'm not asking them for goals, but we need them to get on board with the assist. We need to get on board with the assist. Let me go to these comments real quick. Dre P goes, Liverpool were awful defenders under Klopp and are the same under Slot. And to make it worse, they keep whining, moaning, sore losers, and they walk out early at Anfield like every other fan base. Yeah, the myth. Oh, this is a great thing. That game versus Forest, a lot of myths. A lot of myths were destroyed. All right, a lot of myths were destroyed. The never walk alone destroyed. The fans being so supportive, being there to the dying minutes destroyed. Also, and this is the most telling part, right? Because they had a civil war. This is CIA. We're all about planting the agendas, the inception. All right. What we're going to do to dismantle this Liverpool with regards to their civil war, and we talked about it last show. Because they were split and you had some Arnie in, some Arnie out, but I'm not even going to use Arnie anymore. It's slot out. It's about slot out, right? So slot out movement. Now, when they talk about, oh, it's just the people online. It's just the fan base online that are not supporting this manager. Well, match attending fans walked out. Match attending fans walked out of Anfield. It is a disaster. It's horrible over there. We need to continue to apply the pressure. If they change managers, that's a complete reset. And I'm putting this out there. CIA agenda, intelligent agendas. Citeh, intelligent agendas. Citeh, intelligent agendas. We have to do this. We have to do this. Chelsea fans, I'm talking to you, okay? Chelsea fans. Remember during some of your darkest days, darkest times, right? When things weren't really going well, when you were in the dumps, who came out? Who came out like the legend of your club was, like the man that he's been, the leader, the hero. Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard came, even though it was temporary, he came and did the managerial job that was needed to make sure that the club did not fumble, did not go to complete disarray, right? The comparison, when they want to do the Gerrard Lampard comparison, well, when we do the Gerrard Lampard comparison, from a manager standpoint, you also have to give that advantage to Lampard, because Lampard put whatever ego aside, put whatever his name meant, he put that aside for the betterment of his club and managed the club through a tough time. Where is Gerrard? Where is Gerrard for this? The fan base for Liverpool should be talking about get Gerrard in. Get Gerrard in to right the ship. Just get things right. Lampard did it. Where's Gerrard? All right, that's an agenda point that we got to flex. Now, I hate that I have to do this. Everybody in the chat, Prodigy, I see you in the building. Super Frank, I'm telling you, Frank Lampard did what he had to do for his club. Where's Gerrard? Where's Steven Gerrard right now? When Liverpool kept saying this player is better than the next, where is Steven Gerrard to get the club through this? What? Why? Why is he missing? This is agenda point that we're going to be doing here on CIA. Good looking out, everybody in the chat. Dre Beagles, facts, Vader. Liverpool need to be buried further. I hope they keep Slot. They have enough quality and a new manager balance to count. There's so much that is going wrong over there at Liverpool, and I'm going to have to emphasize this on how could they even believe that winning Prems back to back was so easy. This is one of those flexes that I'm prepared. I'm gathering my notes on because I want to go in. I'm going to go hard on this one because because this is how they talk down to City, right? They talked down to us City fans and said, you only won like this because you spent. Well, okay. You're telling us that before you attempted to do it. Now that you attempted to do it, you realize that it's not about spending. If it was so easy to spend, it would have been done. So more credit has now been put on the fact that we won back-to-back. Pep, right? Remember Pep winning back-to-back? We had that interruption with regards to the world, the globe, right? We had the COVID season, right? Things got disarrayed. We fell off. And then we went and we won again. We won back-to-back. They kept trying to tell us that it was because of us outspending, us being the big spenders. Well, we were never the top spenders, but we spent, of course. We not only won back-to-back, we then won 3 in a row that they tried to make it talk down and made it seem like it was easy. And then we won 4 in a row. So we won a double back-to-back, right? We won 1, 2, 3, 4. And they tried to say that they were going to do the same thing, that they were going to win back-to-back this year just because, again, them getting all hyped up because they didn't understand. And I'm going to talk about this when I'm on other shows that I'm featuring. They didn't understand that it wasn't just about spending. The arrogance that Liverpool fans had, and they want to say, oh, every fan would have carried on that they were going to do this had they got Ekitike, and if they got Isak, and they got Verts and Kirkes and Frank Pong after winning the Prem. Anybody would have acted like that. No, City fans would have told you better. I tried to tell you better. It's not just easy like that. It's not just easy like that. So now that the fact that they weren't able, they're not defending this Prem title. Let's stop it. They're out of this. They'll be lucky if they're top 4. But the respect needs to be put on City because winning back-to-back is not easy. They disrespected Chelsea. They disrespected United. Arsenal fans, you guys haven't been able to win back-to-back Prem, so they didn't disrespect you. When it came down to winning back-to-back, City showed you, but we made it look easy. And now you're realizing how difficult it is. So you see the respect that needs to be put on City's name with regards to Pep, with regards to Manchester City, the fan base, and the players to win 4 in a row. Impossible, incredible achievement. Now, guys, girls, in the chat, I am terribly sorry. I know I've been talking a mile a minute. I just got a message. I got to end this CIA short. I know. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I got to end this CIA short, but I'm going to run it back. There's going to be a continuation of CIA agendas after game week 12. I'm going to do a continuation. I'm so terribly sorry. I'm going to be leaving the show abruptly. Everybody in the chats, thank you so very much. Hit that like button. I'm going to address any comments post-show that you may have. So please do that, and I'm going to catch you. Please subscribe, know that notification for when I'm back. I'm going to deal with these agendas. Yes, we took a hit. City took a hit, game week 12, but we're on the offensive. We're on the offensive. We're going to make sure that Arsenal fans know their place. Yeah, they got 7-point lead, but let's see what happens. You're playing Chelsea next week. Then we got Chelsea that are talking a little bit too much as well, but you do your job. Whichever do your job, you're getting cooked. Whoever doesn't do their job is getting cooked. So we're going to make sure that we're in a proper placement, and we're third. We're not far off. We know the quality that we have. We need to get our players shooting clinical in front of net. So, my girl DC's in the building. Good looking out. I see you as well. Rose, good looking out. My gal and my girl in the chat. Thank you so very much. Listen, Prodigy, Dre P, C's, I see you. I'm terribly sorry. Catch the continuation of CIA agenda targets after game week 12. We're going to continue this conversation. Bless and catch you, each and every one of you. I'm Vatorgames, and this is why I always, no, this is CIA, Citeh Intelligent Agendas, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. Bless.